Greetings, everyone. Toby Alexander here, and welcome to Instant Manifestation Mastery. In this session, I'm going to share with you how I do my manifestations and how they happen almost instantly. And then we're going to do a demonstration on how this actually works. So I'm going to set a manifestation in motion, and you'll see how we can manifest that. So here's how I do my manifestations. I start with the intention as a command. So you can have a manifestation journal, and then you can come up with your intention, and then you can write it as a command like this. It is commanded by the laws of the golden liquid realms and alchemical powers that I win 2,000 or more in Baccarat now. Okay, so I'm setting a manifestation in motion that we can, go into a Baccarat simulator and, see if we can manifest that immediately. So we set it in motion as a command. Then we use the Triveca code here, and we encode the center of the code with the intention. So on your journal, you would draw the Triveca, 3 interlocking circles. The Triveca is the code for manifestation. It represents the dimensions 13, 14, and 15. So it's like a carrier code. It carries your intention into every single dimension, every single one of your chakras, and every single one of your DNA strands. So that's why we use it. So we would have our intention as a command. We would draw the Triveca here, and then we would put a symbol for the goal in the middle. So I put 2K plus for $2,000 or more in Baccarat. And then the way we set this in motion is we put these commands out to the right here. So we first put Aham Brahmasmi, which basically means in Sanskrit, I am Brahma, I am God. Ta Asia Inta Doi. This is an Anuhazi language, the first external spoken language in our time matrix. And this means spoken as it is stated, as so it is done. It's a very powerful command. And then I am this I am. And then we put Om Kriya Babaji Nama Om. So this is like connecting your crown chakra to the crown chakra of Babaji Nagaraj, the deathless Ma avatar. So you receive like an instant blessing when you do this. And it has a certain sound tone that when you say it, you raise your frequency. And then the last thing is I and my Father are one. So you probably heard that Jesus said this. And when Jesus said this, he became the chosen one. He chose to embody all of that frequency of source when he said that. So these are very powerful commands that set your manifestation in motion instantly. Now, one thing we require to be aware of is if there are any blockages to this manifestation. The reason people don't get their manifestations is because there are blockages to it, either in them or in some situation or external event or even another person. So the next thing we do is we make sure we clear all blockages to the manifestation. And we could do that using the Triveca as well, like this. It is commanded by the laws of the golden liquid realms and alchemical powers that the Triveca code is used to clear all blockages to this manifestation now. Ta Asia Inta Doi. And so if you monitor your left hand, like you have your left hand with the palm facing down, fingers pointing away from you, very relaxed and not touching anything, you'll be able to feel these blockages release, if there are any. And once you feel the energy go quantum underneath your palm toward your wrist, and the energy is quiet in your left hand, you know that you've cleared all those blockages. And so after you've set your intention, after you clear the blockages, what is the next step? Well, the next step is your next required action. So if our manifestation is to make $2,000 or more in Baccarat, the next thing we have to do is actually go play Baccarat, right? That's our next required action to bring this down into the 3D. So I'm going to pull up a simulator for Baccarat, and let's see if we can do this. Here you can see the simulator for Baccarat, and you can actually go here and you can do this yourself. So it's at wizardofodds.com/play/Baccarat. And you'll have a screen here where you want to change it to deal and draw cards automatically when you get in. And they'll start you with a $10,000 balance here. So this is how you can practice. This is how my students practice. So we're starting here with 42,850. All right, does everyone see that? So we need to manifest up to 44,850. And so let me just show you a little bit about Baccarat if you're not familiar. Baccarat is 50-50. So the goal in Baccarat is to get closest to 9 with 2 cards, sometimes 3 cards, but the face cards and the tens are 0. And so this screen here is like looking at a stock market chart. It showed everything that's happened in this particular shoe. A shoe is typically around 80 hands. And then once that shoe is over, the dealer gets some new cards and you start a new shoe. But this basically tells you what has happened. And so you can see here, it started out with 3 bankers, and then it was 3 players, then 3 bankers again. You know, sometimes there's a pattern that you can follow here. And all of these different sections here they're very complicated and they mean specific things. So it takes a while to learn what these things mean and to be able to pick up the subtle nuances of Baccarat. But what we see right here is the last winning hand was a player. And in Baccarat, let's say you play 70 hands out of a shoe. So you're playing 70 hands. And let's say you win 60% of those hands. So you would win 42 hands and you would lose 28 hands. You're never going to win every hand. So as long as you have a slight edge, you can scale this. So if you just had 60% accurate with the proper money management, even if you're just betting $100 a hand, you would win net 14 hands out of that shoe. So you essentially make $1,400 per shoe, which usually takes about an hour to play. So think about that. I was talking to a medical doctor from Canada last night, and you know, she said she makes about 300,000 a year. And I said, well, with Baccarat, you can make $1,400 per hour sitting in an opulent high limit room, you know, having free champagne delivered to you, a free buffet of gourmet food, you know, during the breaks, and you wouldn't have to go into a hospital with a bunch of victims and be changing bedpans. And so she was like, I don't change bedpans. And I said, well, you know, someone is doing it, but you are sticking your finger in different places. And she's like, yeah, you have a point there. So, once you learn how to do this, once you learn how to combine the manifestation with, something that has a 50-50 event chance of winning, like a stock market or futures or sports or baccarat or roulette, even blackjack, you can use it for that. Once you master this, you're basically free. You're like a free agent. You don't have to go to any wage slave job. You don't have to listen to a boss tell you when you can go to the bathroom, when you can take vacation. You don't have to clock in. You go do what you want to do. And that's really what life is all about. So let's play a few hands so I can show you how this works. And we're not trying to win every single hand. The losing hands can be very valuable for learning purposes, but our goal is to make 2,000 or more. So we're starting with 42,850, and we're going to look at this. So we have banker, player, or tie. Those are the three things that can happen on baccarat. Either banker cards are going to be closer to 9, player cards are going to be closer to 9, or both banker and player are going to be the same. And so on this table right here, you could bet tie. Tie doesn't happen very often. But if you bet on tie and you win, you get 8-1. So if you bet 100 on tie, you would get 800 back. So we're looking to just figure out if it's going to be banker or player. And I have a specific process that I do. And so in my mind, I have a cue. So the cue is a question. And I have a specific way called KED, kinesiology, eyes down, along with energy reading, to be able to determine what will be the next winning hand. So the question I'm asking is, will the next winning hand on this table equal banker? And then I ask, will the next winning hand on the table be player? And so I'm getting player. So I'm going to bet 500 on player and deal the cards. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so banker won 6 to 5. So we lost that one. But the aces are 1, so 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5, and the king is a 0. So banker won 6/5. No big deal. Now we look back at the screen. Now we have a new shoe. That shoe is over. So nothing has happened on this shoe yet. Will the next winning hand on this table be banker? Will the next winning hand on this table be player? Still getting player, betting 1,000. And there we go. That's just called a natural 8. So if you get a natural 8 or a natural 9 like this, the game is over. So this is 8/4. The 14 reduces to 4. Remember, nothing can go over 9. All right, so we look at the screen and we have player. Player is a blue right here. And so it printed this here and it printed this here. Now we go back here. We ask the question again. Will the next winning hand be banker? Will the next winning hand be player? So I'm getting player, so I'm going to bet 500 on player. And we won. So this is 16 reduces to 6. So we have a 6 for player. This is 4 because the face cards mean nothing. So 6/4 player wins. So this is actually the most simple game you can play, and it has the best odds in the casino. So there's very little of a house edge for Baccarat. It's not like roulette or any of those other games. So we've had 2 players so far. So again, we go back, we ask, will the next winning hand on this table be banker? Will the next winning hand be player? So I'm getting player still. And we won. So this is a 6. Queens mean nothing, remember? This is 1 plus 9 is 10, which reduces to 0. And this is 2. So we won 6/2. Now in Baccarat, we're not the banker or the player. We're just betting on whether it's basically going to be banker or player close to 9. So it's like heads or tails. And we're not playing against the dealer or any of the other players either. Because if we were sitting at a real Baccarat table, there would be people with different opinions about what is going to happen, based on what they're seeing on the chart. But right now, it's looking like there's a player run. This is like a upswing in the market. In Baccarat, you have, player runs, banker runs, and then sometimes it's a chop. So it goes banker, player, banker, player, banker, player. That's just like a choppy market. Same in the stock market. 70% of the market movement in the stock market is chop, where it really doesn't move that much. So our goal was 2,000 or more, right? We started with 42,850. We're at 44,350. So if we win one more bet, we should have that, right? Okay, so let's see what we got here. Will the next winning hand on this table be banker? Will the next winning hand on this table be player? So I'm getting player, we deal, and this time we got a natural 8, but the banker has a natural 9. So that's the only way you can lose with the natural 8 is if the other banker or player has a 9. So we lost that one, 9/8. Does everyone see that? So we have 3 players and 1 banker so far. So we refocus. Will the next winning hand on this table be banker? Will the next winning hand on this table be player? Getting banker, and banker won 4/1. You see the 11 here reduces to a 1. The face card means nothing. King means nothing. So we won 4/1. Now let's look at the screen. We had 3 players, 2 bankers so far. Will the next winning hand on this table be banker? Will the next winning hand on this table be player? Getting player. and banker one. Okay, so the pattern is holding here. 3 players and 3 bankers. What do you think is going to happen next? If the pattern holds, it'll go back to player, but the banker could break out and go on a run here. So let's use the protocol and find out. Will the next winning hand on this table be banker? Will the next winning hand on this table be player? I'm getting player. And there we go. Oh, it's a tie. Natural 9, natural 9. Okay. So that's what I was talking about. If we would have bet 100 on tie, we would have won 800. But we just get our money back if it's a tie and we're betting on banker or player. So we look at here on the screen, a tie looks like a little green slash through the last winning hand right here. And up here, it's a green little ball. So a lot of times when you have a tie, the energy changes directions. So you have to recalibrate. So we will ask, will the next winning hand on this table be banker? Will the next winning hand on this table be player? So I'm getting banker. And we didn't win. Okay. So the pattern did hold. Refocus. Will the next winning hand on this table be banker? Will the next winning hand on this table be player? Getting banker. And player one. So we have a pretty good pattern here. And we're going to ask, will the next winning hand be banker? Will the next winning hand be player? We're getting player. We're going to do 2,500 on player. And we won. So we're at 44,325. We need about 500 more, right? But this is a beautiful shoe because it's so symmetrical. It's usually not like this. You saw the last shoe, it was all over the place. So let's win one more bet. Will the next winning hand on this table be banker? Will the next winning hand on this table be player? Getting banker. And banker one with a natural 8. So there's exactly $2,000 we just made in Baccarat in 10 hands. Okay, so this is an example of how you can set a manifestation in motion and then immediately, instantly go manifest that. So let's review real quick what we did. You start with what you desire to manifest. So you write down your intention as a command. We wrote down, it is commanded by the laws of the golden liquid realms and alchemical powers that I win 2,000 or more in Baccarat now. Then we draw the Tribeca code. We don't need this little circle in the middle because we're going to put our own code in the middle, which is a code that represents our intention. So you could put whatever you want in here. You know, you can put your desired weight with a circle around it. You can put your desired monthly income with a circle around it. You could put a symbol that represents your ideal partner in the center. Whatever it is you desire to do. And so you write it down, then you put the commands to set it in motion over here. And then once you do that, you make sure there's no blockages. So you can actually use the Tribeca code to clear blockages with this command. It is commanded by the laws of the golden liquid realms and alchemical powers that the Tribeca code is used to clear all blockages to this manifestation now. Ta Asia and Tadoi. Okay, so once the blockages have cleared, next you do your next required actions in the 3D, which in this case was to actually sit down and play Baccarat, you know, place the bets, do the readings, etc. And so this is how you can do instant manifestation. This is just one way. You know, there's a lot of other codes that I have that are even more powerful, but my whole goal and what I've been focused on is instant manifestations, because everyone will tell you, you know, here on this earth plane, it takes a while to manifest something, but I've experienced it where I've had instant manifestations. And so that's what we're focused on, manifesting. So what I've done is I've created a instant manifestation mastery training. And so if you like this and you'd like to master instant manifestation and use this in your life, you know, you can use it for manifesting more abundance. You can use it for healing something. Everything is a manifestation. You can use it for relationships. You can use it for gaming. You can use it for investing, you know, stock markets. You can use it in deciding which offer, if you're an entrepreneur, is going to perform better. You could use it for webinars. There's all kinds of things you could do. So the instant manifestation mastery training is where I work with you one-on-one for 8 weeks. And I show you all of these techniques and guide you through it. And I'll even, you know, train you on how to play Baccarat if you want, because really there's no faster way to do instant manifestation. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like to join me in this training, just send me a message on Skype at shivananda.brahmananda, and I'll chat with you there and give you the link to sign up. Thank you all for watching, and I look forward to continued progress and clarity. Namaste, everyone.